What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel as you tune in and check out the content. And with that being said, man, this not looking good for the WNBA players. Uh, I think that they submitted a offer. The Players Union for the WNBA submitted an offer. I think it was last week, and the NBA owners did not even respond to that, right? And here we are on what is this, January the 9th, and like no extension or nothing, man. It's just that like, and that to me that just says volumes, right? Like, have you ever seen a situation where you see two people arguing and one person is really being like loud, and one person is, they being dramatic and everything, and the other person just standing there quietly, you know stuff like that just throws the person, like the person that's all loud and being extra. It kind of gets into their head, and it throws them off, right? And so that's what's going on with the WNBA. The players of the WNBA, in my opinion, seeing that the NBA didn't even respond, they made an offer to the WNBA players. The WNBA players said that it was an insult, a smack in the face, and it wasn't enough. And so the NBA and the WNBA, the like league officials, they nothing else after that. It's been crickets. So that is crazy. And so you have a situation where WNBA players are like they're trying to negotiate, and they don't have any leverage. And the fact that the NBA and the WNBA officials, league officials, know that the WNBA don't have any leverage, it's just really speaking volumes. So I was on and I was looking for like some later, some up to date news on what's going on with the WNBA as far as negotiations. And all I can find right now is first 12 hours ago it says WNBA Players Union remain in a CBA deadlock. Could a player strike or a lockout happen, right? So let me look on here, or do I want to see this one? WNBA Players Union won't agree on a CBA by Friday deadline. Breonna Stewart. Let me see what Breonna Stewart had to say, because let me see. Breonna Stewart says, "All right, so the WNBA and its Players Union will not reach an agreement on a new CBA ahead of Friday's deadline. We are not coming to an agreement. I can tell you that." She told reporters on Thursday. Stewart said that while a new extension wouldn't be agreed upon, they will continue to negotiate in good faith if the current CBA indeed expires on Friday. Uh, no status quo period would begin, or a status quo period will begin, right? And so, what the status quo period is, from my understanding, what the status quo period is like if they don't reach an agreement, and they won't go to strike, but they'll just play, under the, like under the same rules and under the same pay as they did last year until an agreement comes up. That's if the owners and the NBA don't decide to lock them out, right? And I don't know why. I can't see a reason why they would lock them out if the players just agree to come, not unless the owners just like, look, we want to get this over and done with, and we just want to move on from the situation. Like, if the owners took that approach, then yeah, it'll be there would be a lockout. But for the most part, man, I just think that the owners are not budging because they understand that they have all the leverage, right? Let me go back to let me see if I go back to this one. They understand that they have all the leverage. WNBA players union remain in a CBA deadlock. Could a player strike or lockout happen? Despite Friday's deadline approaching, neither the WNBA nor the Women's National Basketball Association has offered an extension of a collective bargaining agreement to other to other parties as of Thursday. Sources with knowledge of the talks told the Athletic, right? So everybody who's in the know just saying that there is right now, as of right now, there's no extension and there is no agreement. Let me see. Thoughts remain, though it remains possible that these two sides could agree to an extension, the deadline in negotiations for a third time, the lack of progress on other extensions indicates that the sides appear to be heading towards either a status quo period, uh, where conditions remain the same, or a stoppage. And I think a status quo period, in my opinion, is more likely, because a work stoppage for the WNBA is not really is not productive, and a work stoppage for the players is also not productive, right? You know, you do have some momentum as far as when you know, both teams are benefited from a momentum that came with the young lady that came into the league, Caitlin Clark. So they don't want to throw that away. The WNBA players don't want to throw that away, you know, because of the fan base that she brought to the league. And the league don't want to throw that away because, you know, they can use that to propel the league and to continue to grow and maybe set themselves up in a position where later on they're you know, they can make a profit, right? And so a work stoppage, a strike, or a lockout is not going to really benefit either side. But I think that the league, by them not even responding to that last offer that that the players have made, is a powerful statement, and it just lets them know, let players know that, you know, y'all don't have any leverage, and the 35% revenue sharing that they asking for is like definitely out of the question. It's not even going to happen. It's not up for discussion. So, you know, you can either sign this deal that we presented to you way back when, like months ago, or you can, you know, you can go to strike. But I don't think the NBA is going to lock them out. I think they're going to let them make the decision, right? If y'all want to, if y'all feel strongly about it and you want to go to strike, then go ahead and strike. I think the NBA, you know, has a contingency plan. Like if players go to strike, you, you know, you got to think, if 135 players go to strike, I think the league is going to continue. I think they got a contingency plan, you know, so I think they'll bring in people from, you know, they'll continue with the draft and all this other stuff, and they'll bring in players from other places, you know, foreign players, and they'll allow them to play. And a lot of those young ladies who go to strike will lose their position in the WNBA, you know. So um also the league understands that everybody in the WNBA can't afford to strike, so they don't have the stomach for a strike. So it's just really not looking good for the players, you know. And because the players didn't put up a united front, you know, they didn't even support. They're not even supporting the unrivaled league. You know, at least give the appearance of like you're unified. They're not even supporting unrivaled. You got people who are not even playing in the unrivaled. You know, so it's not really looking good for the players. I don't think a lot of what they want, most of what they want, they're going to get. I think they're going to get a pay increase. Definitely going to get a pay increase, but they're not going to get as much as they, you know, they think they're going to get. You know, that 35% revenue share, I don't think they're going to definitely not going to get that. Right now, I think they're at 9% revenue share, right? If they get 18%, um 18 to 20%, I think that'll be good for them. I mean, they won't think it's good, but they'll probably see that as a you know, I guess as settling, but they basically don't have any choice when it comes to, you know, because the NBA and the WNBA, like league officials, not really responding. They told what the offer was, and so if these young ladies go to strike, a lot of them are going to lose their, may be in danger of losing their position in the WNBA because you're only talking about 135, 140 jobs, 40 players, and they can th- with the draft right now. And I don't like I said, most of these young ladies, some of them are going to go against the strike because they can't afford it. Either from a financial standpoint, they can't afford it, or either from a like if last year was your first year in the league, you didn't you're not established in the league. Like you still competing for your job. So WNBA players don't really have any leverage, man. And the NBA and WNBA officials recognize that, they know that, and so they're gonna play hardball with them, man. So that's my take on it. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it. Do you think that the WNBA players really do have leverage? But I don't think they have any leverage, and I think the league know that. That's why they didn't even respond to their latest the CBA offer, right? So make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Also, don't forget to leave a comment. And with that being said, man, I'm gonna check you all out in the next video. Peace.